Congratulations, your offer has been accepted on your new home. My name is Kyle Whissel. I'm the owner here at Whissel Realty Group. And first and foremost, I just want to thank you for entrusting our team to help you with your home buying journey and letting us be a part of it. I am very excited as we go through this process. If there's ever anything that I can do for you here as the owner of the company, I'm happy to help out. I'll give you my personal cell phone number. Because I want to be available to you just in case you need me. It's 858-699-3895. Reach out to me anytime if we're not measuring up to the bar of what you're expecting as you go through this process. With that said, let's talk about some of the information that's in this email. Down below, you're gonna have a couple key sets of information. First and foremost is going to be all of the key contacts that are going to be involved in your transaction, as well as a little description of who they are. So that's going to include the transaction coordinator within our team, who's going to really walk you through the process and hold your hand as we go through the next few weeks of the escrow process. There's also going to be the information for your lender, and they're assuming that you're not paying cash, which if you're paying cash, congratulations, great job. But also we'll have the lender's contact information in there. They're going to be the ones who are providing you the money to help you buy the home. And they're going to be asking for all kinds of stuff with pay stubs, tax returns, bank statements, all of that. So make sure you have all that ready. The other contacts down there is going to be the escrow company. They're kind of the middle person in the transaction. So the buyer, the seller, the buyer's agent, the seller's agent, the mortgage company, everybody is working through that escrow company. They're the middle person who kind of packages everything up to get the deal done. And then the other contact on there is going to be the title company. What they're doing is providing insurance on the property, making sure that there's no liens on the property. They're going to come back to haunt you after the fact. So we want to make sure once you buy this home, if there are any liens, that they are removed prior to you closing on it, whether that be mechanics liens or HOA liens or tax liens. All that stuff will be cleared prior to closing, so they're going to ensure that. They're also going to keep an eye out for anything like encroachments or easements, which would be maybe somebody has to cross your property to get to their property, or if anybody's property is encroaching onto your property, things along those lines. They're going to check all that out and ensure and give you a clean title to the property. Kind of like when you buy a car, right? You want to buy a car knowing what's the situation. Has this thing been in an accident and all of that stuff? Title company is essentially doing that same thing for you and the home that you're buying. And then down below that, we're also going to have some key dates that you guys need to know. So we're going to have the acceptance date, which is the date that you and the seller both mutually signed and agreed to terms. So whether that was in the original offer or in a counter offer, we want to know what that acceptance date was. We're going to have the contingency dates in there. So depending on if you have a loan or not, there's going to be an inspection contingency and a loan contingency. So we'll have the dates when you need to have those things completed by. And then we'll have the closing date. When are we going to close on this home? When do we get to hand over those keys to you? So all of that information is in here. So make sure to star this email so you can always come back to it in case you need anybody's contact info. If you need any of the key dates, it's always going to be here. And then moving forward, our team's going to update you as we go through the 10 steps of the home buying process. Make sure you always know exactly where you are at in the process, as well as what's coming up next in the process. So with that said, I want to thank you one more time. Really appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this journey with you, and thank you for trusting our team.